Hey guys. So, my name's Christovixx. I don't know why I'm holding a pencil. This is the first video on the channel. I'm going to give you my top 10 releases from 2019. And, yeah. I don't care if you agree with them or not, so that's cool. I guess first, since it's the first video, I'm just gonna tell you, there's gonna be lots of reviews on this channel. Not a whole lot of scripted stuff. I might do like a couple of video essays here and there, but like I'm gonna listen to some albums. I'm just gonna tell you what I think of them. More often than not, it'll be good reviews. I'm not gonna be like listening to an album, not liking it, and then come on here to be like, this album sucks. If I don't like something, I usually just like let it go and find something I do like, and then I'll talk about what I do like. Yeah. With that said, I am going to give you my top 10 from last year. Before I get started, I want to let you guys know that I make music. I'm not technically in a band, because it's all me right now. I'm looking for band members though. It's called The Video Game Crash. I make sort of pop-punk, emo, chiptune infused music. The first album was had a bunch of acoustic in it, so it was maybe a little bit more like folky kind of, but still pop-punk emo. The second album, really proud of. Not a whole lot of acoustic, very, very much a little bit heavier, a little bit punkier, a little bit more emo. Yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. I also sort of make video games on the side. I'm just learning and whatnot, but you can check that stuff out. I've got other YouTube channels, one for my band and other stuff. You can check me out on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Follow me all the places, and I love you forever. Moving on. Number 10. This is kind of actually the weirdest one on the list for me because it almost feels obligatory. The Early November was my favorite band from like 2007 to 2013. In 2013, they were dethroned by Frank Turner when he released his Tape Deck Heart album. Anyway, they released Lilac this year, and I am a sucker for everything that Ace Enders does. He's got multiple projects. He has the Early November, which was his band from like 2003 until now. There was a short break, but there was also I Can Make a Mess Like Nobody's Business, which is now just called I Can Make a Mess. Then he has his self-titled stuff, and there was also like a Ace Enders and a Million Different People thing. And I just, everything he does, I love. This one's weird though, because the Early November is his pop-punk emo band, and this album doesn't fit in with everything else. And that doesn't mean it's bad, but I'm really struggling to reconcile it. It feels a lot more like a mixture between I Can Make a Mess and his self-titled stuff, but there's not a whole lot of his like emo punk stuff going on in it. And so I'm really struggling to like figure out what I want from the album and just entirely reconcile the entire thing. I really like it, but my brain is struggling with it. Song suggestion from it, Ave Maria. That's a weird thing too, because that's the single, and normally the single is not my favorite song on an album. Ave Maria really feels like one of the best I Can Make a Mess songs. It's like a really, really good I Can Make a Mess song. So yeah, I think that one's at number 10 because I don't know where it should go. At some point I might put it higher, but as of right now it feels like obligatory, needs to be on the list, but I'm struggling with it a little bit, so that's where it's going. At number 9, American Football's LP3. Now, I will be the first to let you know that I was 11 when LP1 came out in 1999, and I didn't know anything about emo back then. I think my first experience with emo was Bleed American in 2001. My grade 8 teacher was playing it in class. Thank you, Miss Markowski. Yeah. Yeah, LP3. I honestly, for me, it feels like their best album, and all three are good. But this album feels particularly inspired. The collaborations are really strong. The vocal harmonies and parts are all the best they've ever been. I mean, there is something to say about the untrained vocals in LP1, but I really like these ones in LP3. I'm also a sucker for Hayley Williams. Come on. Uncomfortably Numb is not only a great performance from Hayley Williams that's completely unexpected. Not that she doesn't perform great, but like unexpected that she would play with American football. But just a genuinely great song too. And all across the board, all 8 songs are high tier. They're not like the super great ones. Like Nevermind will always be like the best song, I think, probably, that they've ever written. By far the most important song they've ever written, that's for sure. But these are all really strong, in my humble opinion. Number 8. Here's one you don't know. It's a band. I'm from Vancouver. This is a local band. It's their first release. It's just an EP. The band's name is Rong, and the album is called Period, but it's like stylized like with a dot and 2 parentheses. Yeah. Yeah, it's called Period. It's a 3-song EP, and they are a entirely woman punk band. And this isn't emo. I'm not going to just be talking about emo 100% here. This one, these guys are straight up just a punk band. They're super great. 3 songs in. I mean, when it's 3 songs, I can't like suggest just one. They're all great. Just listen to all 3. The second song, though, I have to say, The Antidote, kind of sounds a little bit like Iran, and I kind of love it. Yeah, I'm super excited for a full album from them. Extremely excited. At number 7, probably expected, Jimmy Eat World's Surviving. I really loved this album. They kind of had a dip in quality for me. They've actually like they've done this a lot for me. I wasn't a huge fan, like not a huge fan of their earlier ones, but when it came to Futures is like top 10 album of all time for me. I fucking love Futures. And then Chase This Light, not quite as much as Futures, but I love that album as well. So that was an upward trajectory. But Invented and how was their other album called? Damaged, not Damaged. Yeah, Invented, Damaged, kind of downward trajectory again. I enjoyed them, but I don't know if they'd make like my top 100 albums of all time. Integrity Blues was a great step forward, getting back to form, but I feel like Surviving is a really strong step back to how great they were for Chase This Light and Futures. And I guess Bleed American. Bleed American was never really my favorite. That's probably blasphemy, but like it got me into Jimmy Eat World, but Futures is just way better than Bleed American, in my opinion. Sorry. Yeah, Surviving is great though, and like I like got the album and I like was looking at the track listing and I was looking at the lengths and I was like, oh, this album ends with a song that's over 6 minutes long. I'm like, yeah, their 6-minute songs are always fucking great, and yeah, congratulations, the last song is fucking awesome, and it's kind of heavier than I've heard from them like in a long time. I'm not sure if they've ever actually gotten that heavy before. dissonant notes and stuff. Yeah. Number 6, a band that I feel gets a lot of hate now, probably because they are quite different than when they started, but I discovered them 3 albums ago, I guess. So that was sort of like where they started changing to be a little bit more emo pop punk and less mathy. Tiny Moving Parts. I really loved Breathe, and it's not like a masterpiece of an album, but it when it came out was an album that I needed. It is one that I wanted to hear, and at some point I counted how many body part references they made, and it was a lot. I'm pretty sure every single song had at least one, if not more. Yeah, but I mean, this, I don't need to talk about it too much. This is standard Tiny Moving Parts fare that you've come to expect now. My lungs, something, my brain, something else, your eyes, my life. Yeah. Twinkly Twinkly. Yep, that's Tiny Moving Parts. Number 5, a band you might not know, actually. I don't know. How big are they in the emo community? This is a band called Chinese Football. Their EP, called Continue, with question mark, came out, I think, just a couple days before or a couple days after American Football's LP3. But yes, the name Chinese Football is a play on American football. They're a emo band from China, from Wuhan, actually. I just realized that. I hope they're okay. Yeah, they're fucking great. I have no idea what they're saying. I translated their lyrics once, and their song called Adventure Island literally sounds like they're singing about Adventure Island, because there's clouds and shit in the lyrics, and there's also clouds and shit in the game. So I don't know. Pretty whatever lyrics, but the music's great and I love it. Yeah, so check them out. It's a super solid EP. I think it's 6 songs. Let me give you song recommendations. Yes, my favorite song on the album is Dog's Diary. I can't really say much about it, but it's just got a great emo sound, good bop, nice twingly, twangy, clean guitar. Yeah, some shots and whatnot. It's a solid song, solid EP. It's 5 songs, by the way, on the EP. Moving on, number 4, my number 4 favorite release of 2019 is an album released in August. For some reason, I thought it was released in December. I think I've been telling people it was released in December, but I discovered it in December. That is Arms Length's new EP called What's Mine Is Yours. Fuck, man, this EP hit me super hard. I found it in the emo Reddit, r/emo, and they had a music video. The music video was very clearly filmed while I was having a real bad time, because it had the timestamp from an old VHS camera on it, and I was like, whoa, those were bad days for me. And yeah, the lyrically solid, affecting even. The production on this EP is fucking sonic bliss. It's so good. Not even when I say so good, I don't mean it's pristine or whatever. It sounds exactly as it should. Yeah, I wouldn't have this EP sound any different. I could not listen to it and think, oh, I'd change that, which I think sometimes, even with the best albums, I think, oh, I would do that this way. Not a chance with this album. Just everything in it I fucking love so much. I'm not going to recommend a song. My favorite song is Loathe, song 3. 4 songs on the EP. Listen to it. It's great. Yeah. Number 3. I don't know how to actually say their name. I have a friend named this. She says it's pronounced CERES. But if I understand correctly, the moon that's named this is CERES. I don't know how to properly pronounce it, but let's go with CERES. It's all caps. So their album, We Are a Team. I think they're from Australia. I don't remember. I heard this album the first time and fell in love with it immediately. It's just the most like... I love optimistic emo music and like positive emo music, and that's funny because the second on this list kind of goes against that, but I really, really do love emo music that can be optimistic still. Yeah. And there's just a lot of love in this album, like a lot of heart and a lot of feeling. I mean that's emo and that's music in general, but like it comes across really well. The positive intention comes across really well, and I feel it a lot. Not only that, the production on it is great as well. It's not like slick and smooth and pristine or anything, but it is, again, exactly as it should sound. It sounds perfect for what it is, and the vocal performances on it are like really good. Like it's like they knew exactly what they wanted, and I say that like people don't. I can tell you I don't. I never know what I want to do for my vocals, but yeah, I'm in love with the vocals on this album. Favorite song, probably Collarbone 2011. Yeah. They're all really good, though. Yeah. Number 2, favorite album of 2019. Pup. Morbid Stuff. I actually didn't discover this album until this year. Literally the day before I went to... My friend took me to see Alexis on Fire with the Distillers and Nobro. Nobro is great, by the way. The day before I went to that concert, I bought the album. I had heard it before, but I didn't have the time to like buy it and get into it yet. And then we got on the bus to go to the concert, and dude was wearing a Pup shirt on the bus, and they were like all about Pup. Get to the concert, and 2 groups of people approach us, both of which had at least one person in it that was obsessed with Pup. Someone had a Pup tattoo. So it was like it was meant to happen that way. Yeah, and I've been listening to Pup a lot since then, and this album is great. Solid pop punk, a little bit emo, a little bit. Yeah. Favorite song? Probably Sibling Rivalry. Just for that one line. So goddamn catchy, hilarious, and great as well. Holy shit, it's coming down 3 feet of snow. The frozen ground's knocking. I love that. Okay, what's my favorite album? Here's where I'm cheating you. It's not just an album. It's actually a band's entire discography from 2019. 3 super great releases, 3 very different releases. Origami Angel. I think a lot of people had Origami Angel, at least on their top 10 list this year for Somewhere City, if not at the very top. But holy shit, Somewhere City is perfection. There's no other way to put it for me. From front to back, the album is perfect to me. But not only that, they started the They started the year, January 11th, with their Holy Split EP with Commander Salamander. Yeah, they were great too. There are 2 songs there were my favorite songs of theirs up to that point. I think they had 2 EPs before that, and I liked them, but their Origami Bagel and Denny's DeVito, I think they're called. Those songs are fucking awesome. I actually might even like those songs better than most of the songs to come after them as well. Then they released Gen 3, their sort of Pokemon EP. And that one I didn't get into immediately. I actually got into it after Somewhere City came out. I enjoyed it, but like I listened to it like once or twice, and it didn't suck me in. But I've been listening to it a bunch lately, and I'm really enjoying it. Super solid EP, and yeah, Somewhere City is legitimate perfection. Best album of the year for me, for sure. So this is another thing where their positive songs are the best for me as well. Songs like Skeleton Key and Find Your Throne, those are my two favorites on the album. Dr. Whomst is great as well. Everybody talks about Dr. Whomst, though. All the songs are fucking great. But, man, Skeleton Key and Find Your Throne, yeah. Just the sheer positivity coming out of those it hits me real good. Yeah. But front to back, this album's great. I haven't had a chance to actually, I guess I've had a chance. I just never actually put the album on repeat so that the air up here goes directly into Welcome To, because I know it ends the way it starts, and I want to see how smoothly that goes. If you know, let me know in the comments. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what your top 10 is. Let me know what you think of my top 10. Let me know if you think I should just fuck right off. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Mwah.